The energy-hungry German is trying to court with Africa as it sends two of its head of governments to Africa, two countries which are energy giants, energy producers to Ghana, Nigeria, and then Tanzania. Hello, I am Mahlet Ayele, your host at Connect Africa, bringing you the latest from the continent. Now, why German is in Africa this week? That's something we are going to unfold as I do my quick analysis on the visit of the president of Germany and then the chancellor. Let's start with the Chancellor Olaf Scholz's visit to Ghana and Nigeria. Now, his second leg visit and his last one was to Nigeria. Remember, his visit to these countries, Ghana and Nigeria, is the third one in 2 years. That's how you can know this energy securing is a very serious issue for Germany. Now, ahead of winter, they are trying to secure their energy, in which the US has purposely destroyed the Nord pipe gas pipeline with, collaborating with Norway related to the Ukraine-Russia war. After that, Europe is all over Africa, including, led by France, as France has its prominent presence in West Africa. But unfortunately or unexpectedly for France, it has been kicked out by the Sahel region. So it looks like that Chancellor Olaf Scholz is following the footstep of France, trying to secure that energy. So there was an energy gas pipeline, which is called the Trans-Saharan gas pipeline, which was not implemented yet, but it's a project between three countries, Nigeria. It starts from Nigeria, passes through Niger, and then through Algeria, and then it will reach to Europe to supply all the hungry Europeans for their energy. This is something that now the government of Germany looks like tried to accomplish, because now that has been in danger kind of after Niger kicked out France, and the whereabouts of that project, nobody knows where it stands, but it was a bigger project aiming for 30 billion cubic meter per annum, and then the total project, the cost of the total project was 13 billion US dollars. Now let's start, from what Chancellor Olaf Scholz of Germany said in his visit in Nigeria, and then we try to analyze that. Now, you have to remember, much of this trip, in 2 years, 3 times to Western Africa, it's not because there is something to visit, or it's much of it comes because they realized after the blowing up of that Nord gas pipeline, they need Africa more than they thought. It's known that much of the natural resources the raw materials comes from the continent, but now with the blowing up of that Nord gas pipeline, the urgency, it has become an urgent for Europe to really secure energy for Africa, because now the energy price has been, skyrocketed in Europe. It's something that they cannot afford. Here is what he said. I'm going to share it now here with you, and try to read between the lines. Now, this is what he said. Speaking about the potential benefits that Germany and Nigeria hope to achieve, Scholz stated that supporting the development of Nigeria economy and mineral resource sector while avoiding environmental damage is a key component of collaboration with Nigeria. Now that sounds kind of a joke. I mean, as if they care about the environment in Nigeria. But in any case, let's continue. Now he underlines, Chancellor Olaf Scholz underlines that there is a lot of opportunity for improvement and for better utilizing the capacities in Nigeria. And he states Germany would be pursuing additional economic options in addition to the conventional gas and oil collaboration, obviously. Now, there is a place that also he talks about, here is what he says. I think that the investments into this structure must be easy, but also benefiting for your country, meaning now he's telling this to Bola Tinubu, to the president of Nigeria. He continues, it is something that bothered me a lot in the past, that sometimes it was just about extraction, which is not enough. There should be one bit more for making it feasible that some parts of the economic development can be used in the countries of origin. Now he's talking about, that to kind of manufacture, to have that end result in the country of origin, because most of the time or every time what they do is to extract the natural resource, the raw material, send it to their country, process it there, and sell it back to the country of origin and to other African countries in the world for an expensive price. But when they extract it, they buy it from for a very much lower price. So now that's what he's trying to sell to Bola Tinubu of Nigeria. I'm sure Bola Tinubu, given his reputation, will give him anything what Chancellor Olaf Scholz asks. Now, another quote from the Chancellor is this. Now, quote opens, this is not the case today in our world, but if we change this a little bit, it will change a lot, and working on this field is also important for us, meaning energy. We see that a lot of investments have to be taken looking at infrastructure, and it's not just about roads and railways. He might be touching now China. But China is doing a lot, much better than Europe or the US. Now we find his president, now this is as far as Olaf Scholz is concerned, but plus, yesterday I have brought to you here the news where the European Union donated more than 100 armored vehicles, military vehicles to Ghana, and that coinciding also the German Chancellor visits in Ghana. It's all, it's not something coincidental. There's something cooking. Niger it was a very strategic partner to secure the trans-Saharan gas pipeline. Now, Niger seems out of the question as none of the European countries, including the European Union, is recognizing the military administration. So this major country in which the gas pipeline passes through is kind of left in the air. They want to make this, but the gas pipeline is really a matter of survival for them. So if not peacefully, then they want to really do this in a forceful way. That could be militarily, by really realizing the military interventions that they have been talking about. So it's all up in the air for us to speculate, but it's really more than a speculation. From what things that are unfolding, seems that they are preparing for something. There is some kind of urgency, because Ghana, given all its economic crisis, do not need 100 armored vehicles. And the vehicles, these military vehicles, are going to be provided to all those countries who agreed with the military intervention. Now that the Chancellor coming to Ghana and Nigeria, he came with business delegates from Germany, business delegates for energy, mainly who works on energy, and his talk is all about energy. So they're not even hiding it. Their analysts, even back in his home, talk about this. I mean, beside energy, there is migration, the issue of migration as well. If we talk about migration, also they need more Africans, because there's, I mean, much of the European population is aging and they need labor. So it's what they talk about migration is actually the reverse. Now that's about Chancellor Olaf Scholz, and now let's go to the president of Germany, where he is now visiting the eastern part of the continent. He is in Tanzania for 3 days visit. I'm going to share this with you, and then we will talk about briefly what he raised in his visit in Tanzania. I'm going to share, just give me a second. He actually apologized for Germany's colonial past in Tanzania. You know, the eastern part of Tanzania used to be colonized by Germans. So he apologized, but is apology enough? I mean, at the same time, as I mean, you know, also the king of the United Kingdom or England, King Charles, also in Kenya, saying that they are sorry for their past. I mean, what are they trying to do? Do they think that just by saying sorry, will Africa do anything that what they are going to require from the continent? So yeah, this is the president of Germany visiting Tanzania. As you can see here, now, President, we don't hear his name so much, right? Because the country is run by the Chancellor. So President Frank-Walter Steinmeier on Wednesday, so today, sought forgiveness for crimes committed during the country's colonial rule in Tanzania. Okay, that's a good start, you know. I would like to ask, so this is what he said, I would like to ask for forgiveness for what Germans did to your ancestors, meaning to Tanzanians, Steinmeier said. Now, this is, you know, this has to do, there was a movement called the Maji Maji movement. So that movement, there is apparently hundreds of thousands of those people have been murdered, people like from 200 to 300,000. I want to assure you, this is what he says again. He continues, I want to assure you that we Germans will search with you for answers to the unanswered question that give you no peace. Now, he said this when he was visiting the Maji Maji Museum in the southern part of the country in the city of Songea. It's called, yeah, Songea. Now, what are they apologizing for? As I told you, more than between 200 or around 300,000 of people of this Maji Maji movement who were fighting against the colonizers. So they have been murdered by the Germans, you know, in the early 90s. That's what he's apologizing for. And then he said also, the German president said he would consider the repatriation of cultural property and human remains, you know, some of those masks that they return, you know, just a very small amount from their museum back to Africa. That's what he's talking about, repatriation of cultural property. It's good. It's good also to ask for apology. It's a start. But what the country needs, what Africa needs, is the repatriation or the reparation of its descendants, and for the also to compensate for the damage that they have done during that colonial period. It's not about just the repatriation of cultural property. He should talk about also the repatriation of African descendants for those who once from Germany to back to Africa, to their homeland. And then also the reparation part should come. I mean, I wonder what the president of Tanzania said in that with that regards. It's not in the news yet, but I really hope that they underline and hold the country, because you have to know, German, they also apologized for the genocide that they committed in Namibia. However, when you compare what they have done in Africa and then to the Jews, the Holocaust, they have paid in billions of dollars. They have paid to the Jews, but they have not made that. They have committed, yet they committed a genocide in Africa, but they just apologized and that's it. I mean, they have done it, okay, to Namibia, now Tanzania. You need also a very strong leadership, of course, to make sure that your people are compensated and paid, but it should come as well from them. Now, just to give you a bit of a background, Germany it's not a country that you hear a lot when colonialism and slavery is talked about, but they have been in Tanzania, part of Tanzania, in Burundi, Namibia, Rwanda, Cameroon, and Ghana. So these are all the countries that they have been. So the same is true also. This man is looking for to secure energy for the country while he's meeting the meet besides the meet and greet purpose, that or the bilateral relation. This is where they're coming from. I mean, two heads of states from German, one is in the Western Africa, the other one, I mean, it's really unheard. And it shows you how much urgency is there, ahead of this winter to secure their energy. So that was it for me, bringing you this breaking news from the visit of the hungry German courting all over Africa, trying to secure energy. Let us know what you think this visit of the Germans, the president and the chancellor, trying to secure energy in the continent. Please share your view in the comment section. What do you think? What should be the response of Africa in terms of, where he apologized about their colonial past? What should Tanzania ask German? And then what should be also on the table from Ghana and Nigeria for, as Germany has put it clearly, their visit is to secure their energy. Let us know in the comment section, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Give it a like if you find this information relevant, and share it, please. Let's empower each other, as I always say, with information and knowledge. And if you want to help us or support the channel further, please go to the description section, or I will pin it in the comment section to our PayPal account. Anything will be useful for us. That's it for me. Ciao, ciao, and I'll see you on the next one.